It's the main word, yung tiwala, yung trust. Ikaw ba yung tao na kapag nangutang, kahit ba sabihin natin 50 pesos, 100 pesos lang, ikaw ba yung taong pag nangutang, siguradong nagbabalik ng pera? Okay, kasi trust me when I tell you, people never forget utang, ha?
Yeah.
Pagka ikaw nasunog ka sa utang, kahit gaano kaliit yan, people remember it, and they remember it for a very long time. To the grave, lalo na sa mga Pinoy, to the grave ang utang, we bring it. Tanda natin lahat ng taong may utang sa atin.
Yes.
So if you are serious in becoming an entrepreneur, and you want to have the credibility na whenever you have a good business idea, people are rushing in with you para mag-invest sa'yo, then you need to build your investment credibility.
We believe that every person should have a shot at being an entrepreneur.
So in this podcast, we will be sharing tips and strategies that we give to our own clients, as well as discuss real-life topics that pertain to certain industries and businesses.
This is Mentorship Monday.
Welcome to another episode, the first episode of Mentorship Mondays for the year 2021.
Yoo-hoo!
Yes.
All right.
All right, and today's episode is titled How to Get Funding for Your Business. May it be an existing business or a new business venture for the new year, we aim to answer or to give tips and strategies on how you can get that funding for your business.
Magandang topic yun, RP. It's a very interesting topic. So, yes, year 2021, ngayon. So, it's a good topic to start kasi kung paano natin makakuha ng fundings, paano tayo makapag-survive, makastart for another year, 2021. So, I know maraming opportunities ngayon. So, itong topic na to is very, very helpful. So, let's start.
I think madaming gustong bumawi, di ba? Since given that yung 2020, medyo curveball siya.
Oo.
So,
Hindi lang curveball. 2020 did hit a lot of us.
Yeah.
Grabe.
And hit us hard talaga, no? And just like what Chris said, I am sure marami diyang mga tao na cannot wait, you know, to start the new year with a bang. So a lot of them probably are looking to go into business right away.
yeah. And let's say you have an idea already, right? You have an idea. And then, kasi madaming tao dyan, they would say, kulang lang pera, di ba?
Yeah.
So what I can say regarding this topic is I can probably relate it to my own experience. So I'm not sure if you guys, our listeners, have listened to our, I think, episode 2 or 1. It's 2, 3, or something like that. Like our why, like our story. So I did have a business idea before.
Magandang episode yan, guys. If you haven't watched it yet, I strongly advise that you watch it. It's going to be linked down below. And it's really nice kasi Chris there will be sharing a lot of personal things about himself. Basically, ultimately what led him down his entrepreneurial path.
Yeah.
So, but $1 billion idea.
It would have been $1 billion idea. So I had an idea, and the first thing, there are two things that I did. But the first thing that I did was I told my idea to basically my people I know, so my family, my friends, in order to sort of get an investor, right? Usually that's how you would start, right? I mean, you the people you trust, the people you like to deal with, you would want to give that opportunity to them first. And please note, I use the word opportunity because if you have a good idea, you think that this idea is going to earn you a lot of money. In my case, I thought it was going to be billions.
Which in turn would make them the same.
Would make them also billionaires as well, so to speak. So, I think that's where you should start first. Don't be afraid to, like I said, give the opportunity to them. Tell them about it. And then when you do so, try not to just consider them as family or friends, right? You want to treat them as, yes, you have a close relationship with them, but you also want to treat them as an investor. And with that, you have to do some preparation.
That is correct. Tama yun.
I remember when first, me and RP, I pitched him the idea. The first time it was a little informal, right? There was it was just said, and then afterwards, I made a PowerPoint presentation, right? And then I pitched it to him. So, but yeah, I think it should be okay to give that opportunity for funding to your family and friends first.
Yeah, yung sinasabi ni
Yes.
Chris, that's actually, guys, called the triple F rule. So in business, normally, like what Chris said, ang tendency is, ang lalapitan mo naman talaga muna ay mga kaibigan at kamag-anak. Okay, so the triple F rule is the friends and family first. So when you have a business idea, don't be afraid to go to your friends and family first and give them that, as Chris put it, opportunity first. Okay? Kasi I do understand, marami sa atin nahihiyang lumapit sa mga kamag-anak, sa mga kaibigan kasi ang tendency, wala. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. Sometimes, kung sino pa yung mga taong pinakamalapit sa'yo, sila pa yung walang tiwala sa mga gusto mong gawin. So marami talaga ayaw lumapit sa kaibigan at kamag-anak. Okay? But don't think about it that way. Think about it in the sense na at least ikaw, personally, binigyan mo sila muna ng chance, no? To get into the idea na, obviously, if it makes a lot of money, they will be in that boat as well. Okay, ako, I know for a fact na when I started my company, ang una kong nilapitan are actually almost all family first. Okay, and it wasn't up until a friend, Mark, one of my best friends, came to me and told me na baka may business idea ka, and it turns out siya pa pala yung magpa-fund nung unang business ko, which ultimately will become, almost everything that I have right now. So it just happens. Wag mong pe-personalin. Sometimes yung like sinabi ko kanina, kung sino pa yung pinakamalalapit sa iyo, sometimes sila pa yung walang tiwala sa gusto mong gawin. Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's how it works.
Yeah, but don't take it personal. Look at it in a way na binigyan mo sila ng chance. Kung ayaw nila, then okay. I mean, I won't mention it right now. I mean, kung sino, obviously. But there are people na nilapitan ko before who want to go into my company now, but they want the original terms na in-offer ko dati. Obviously, that cannot be the case.
Yeah.
Okay, kasi syempre, why go into it without any of the risks when isa ka sa una kong nilapitan, di ba? So now, darating yung time na should you become a success, trust me, ang sarap din naman ng pakiramdam na kaya mong sabihin sa sarili mo na at least malinis ang konsensya ko, inuna ko yung mga kamag-anak at kaibigan.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's actually good. Yung sinabi ni RP na yung family friends ni Chris, actually that's a good thing if kaya ng mga relatives mo, yung mga friends or cousins, auntie, mga ganun. Iba naman nangyari sa akin. Sa akin naman is pinag-ipunan ko talaga. So during
Sariling sikap?
Sariling sikap, oh. During my call center days. So yun, start talaga ng ipon hanggang sa naisip kong gusto ko na mag-business talaga. So, yung first ko nga na business.
Si Pares.
Yes, Pares. So, that was my own savings. And then, si Grab. Yeah, same.
You had
Own
like
din.
3 cars,
So, yun. Hindi naman masama kung may savings ka. Maganda yun, actually.
Sobrang ganda nun.
Oo. Pero hindi rin masama na lumapit.
Correct.
Mas maganda yon, at least mas malaki yung pera mo na makukuha or yung pwede mong i-invest na ilagay sa business. Mas marami kang magagawa for the amount na makukuha mo. Okay? And yung sabi nga nila din na yung ibang friends or family yung malapit sa'yo, walang tiwala at first. 'Di ba? Kasi pag narinig nila na, uy, mag-business ako, parang, uy, that's a stupid idea. Diba? It's crazy. Parang gano'n na, kaya mo ba yan? Diba? Parang wala silang tiwala. Pero, mas maganda pa yung ibang circle ng friends or yung wala sa circle actually.
Yung people na hindi ka kilala from the get-go.
Hindi ka masyadong kilala.
I actually read about this. It's interesting. There's a tendency kasi na syempre, the people whom we grew up with, has a tendency to see us during the time na
Kung ano tayo dati.
Yes, kung ano ka dati. Exactly, kung ano ka dati. Now, obviously, people change.
Yeah,
Habang tumatanda ka,
Agree.
nagbabago ka, and hopefully, nagbabago ka for the better. No? And unfortunately, for a lot of friends and family, hindi nagbabago yung image mo eh.
That's right.
So, kung ano ka dati, until may mapatunayan kang talagang may na-achieve ka na, the tendency is how they see you is very similar to how you were back then. Back then, nung mga panahon na hindi ka pa investable.
Yes,
Yeah.
kasi dati sa akin high school nag-start ako bulakbol was grade school. Hanggang high school, college, so walang tiwala yung mga tao. Kumbaga mga ganun, di ba? So ngayon yung may result na. Alright, yung nagkasimula ng nakikilala ka, yung parang
Kaya sa'yo lumalapit.
Oo, unti-unting, paano ba mag-ganyan yun? Parang ganun, lalapitan kayo, paano ba mag-ganito? Can we start a business?
True. And I won't lie, it's extremely rewarding.
Yeah, it's
Masarap
rewarding.
yung pakiramdam kasi, you are starting to see na yung tingin nila sa'yo ngayon is with value.
Oo.
They now know na you can contribute something that is of extreme value sa buhay nila. One thing na I do wanna specify before it gets lost sa pinag-uusapan natin is yung sinabi mo kanina. To me, that is extremely important kasi it is very underrated in my opinion yung pag-iipon mo ng sarili mong pera, yung sariling sikap, ika nga. A lot of times, especially ngayon, na uso na yung mga movies like or mga shows like Shark Tank, yung mga
marami ng investment.
ang idea natin is kapag ako may sobrang gandang idea, kailangan makakuha ako ng investor.
Yeah.
Okay, marami ganyan mag-isip eh. Okay, but a lot of people are sleeping on the fact na kung kaya mong ipunin, kung kaya mong gapangin ng umpisa, ng slow, no matter how slow it is, as long as you see how it will eventually become, it's actually one of the best ways to do business in my opinion.
Yeah, it's actually very rewarding.
It's very rewarding. I mean, when I said earlier na I got an investor in the form of Mark, one of my closest friends, it wasn't up until the company was already running. I didn't look for an investor to start the company. I already started it. Very similar sa'yo. Ipon ko mula sa BPO days. Ginamble ko and somehow I did something correct and I saw a bigger opportunity. That's when I started to see na I think if I have a bigger amount of money, I may be able to amplify what I'm doing right now a lot faster.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to approach friends and family. Now, yun nga, buti na lang, somewhere along the way, I must have done something right with Mark kasi I wasn't even thinking about him at the time. Out of nowhere, you guys know the story. He called me and asked me, may alam ka bang business? Just so happened, I told him na, actually, I have a company right now na if you want, I would be more than willing to take you as an investor. And well, the rest is history. A decade after, I'm still here, a couple of companies na. And I'm very happy na ganun. So in my case naman, personal, medyo combination of the two.
Yeah.
So going back, do not sleep on the possibility na ikaw ang mag-fund nung business mo from the start.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay? Kasi we know a lot of entrepreneurs na hindi naman talaga sila nakakuha ng investor. From kakarampot na ipon, napalaki nila. And trust me when I tell you, ang sarap ikwento nun.
Yeah.
That's right. Totoo yun.
And I think you only get an investor if that money that the investor will give you will exponentially grow that business. Unless your business is I guess time sensitive, like you need to do it now, or that investment as well should, let's say you give out 15% of the company, the money itself should increase your business by 50% or even more to compensate for, because you're giving equity, you're giving part of your company.
Exactly. You're giving away part of your company.
Yes.
It's
So
not yours anymore. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, it's not purely yours.
Yes. So with that, there are responsibilities for it. So really, yes, if you can, I suggest as well, if you can save up for it, that would be good.
That
If
would
you
be-
can't, if it is really time sensitive, like you don't have the money now and you need to like start off now, and because the opportunity will go out, then I would say yes, don't be afraid to go for families, friends and family.
Tama. Correct. Now, in the spirit naman of, let's say your goal really is to get an investor, to get people to invest in your idea. Okay, a lot of times na ang mistake natin is we think the idea is what most people are investing in. Okay? And let me say this right now so that for the entrepreneurs na mag-uumpisa pa lang, starting to build their business from scratch, let me tell you now, it is you, the entrepreneur, the founder, it is you who are most of your family and friends are going to be investing in. Hindi yung idea mo, okay, but ikaw.
Yes.
Okay, as a matter of fact, I call this your investment credibility. Okay, so another thing na is lost sa process na to sa paghahanap ng investor is yung pagbi-build up mo ng sarili mong credibility.
Yeah.
Okay, and I believe a lot of people are missing this. They think na it is my idea's job to get investors. Okay, when in reality, it is yours. Yung pagkakakilala nila sa'yo, yung pagkakaalam nila kung paano ka mag-handle ng negosyo, ng pera, ng strategy, all of it, it all ties together. And again, that's what we call your investment credibility. In the sense na everybody has a certain amount as far as their credibility is concerned. Okay, for example, baka mamaya si Ryan right now when he tells me, RP, I have a business idea. Baka currently, ang credibility ni Ryan sa akin, let's say, baka mamaya 1 million pesos lang. Meaning, that's the most amount na I am willing to gamble on Ryan. However, let's say, ang nangyari, after I gave him that 1 million pesos, napalaki niya yun, nadoble niya yun, natriple niya yun, and then he comes back to me again and tells me, RP, I have another idea. But this time around, I need 10 million pesos. Obviously, yung investment credibility ni Ryan sa akin has increased because I have seen how he made money for me dati na. So, there is a possibility na as I see him dati at 1 million, maybe right now I see him at 10 million, investable at 10 million. Okay, so that is what I mean when we talk about investment credibility. You need to build up your credibility first, okay, so that when you approach people as far as investment is concerned, you understand kung hanggang anong level of credibility meron ka sa kanila.
Yes.
Okay, and not a lot of people know this. And let me give you a tip, that does not stop sa business lang.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
It starts, like what I said earlier, most people is not investing in your idea, they are investing in you. So, most probably, how they know you on a personal level plays a very big factor.
Yung
Ikaw ba yung...
pagtiwala.
Correct,
Yes.
exactly. That's the main word, yung tiwala, yung trust. Ikaw ba yung tao na kapag nangutang, kahit ba sabihin natin 50 pesos, 100 pesos lang, ikaw ba yung taong pag nangutang, siguradong nagbabalik ng pera? Okay, kasi trust me when I tell you, people never forget utang, ha?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Pagka ikaw nasunog ka sa utang, kahit gaano kaliit yan, people remember it, and they remember it for a very long time. To the grave, lalo na sa mga Pinoy, to the grave ang utang, we bring it. Tanda natin lahat ng taong may utang sa atin.
Yes.
So if you are serious in becoming an entrepreneur and you want to have the credibility na whenever you have a good business idea, people are rushing in with you para mag-invest sa'yo, then you need to build your investment credibility. I say it all the time, especially in the mentorship programs na I do here. So if you've mentored under me, then you probably heard me say this. There is a reason kung bakit nung si Ryan nag-umpisa ng business, ang tinawagan ako. Kung bakit si Chris nung nag-umpisa ng business, ang tinawagan ako. Bakit si Mark, yung friend ko, nung nagkaroon siya ng money to invest, ang tinawagan ako. There is a reason why this is happening. Kasi I am very proud to say na as far as my credibility is concerned, I built it up in such a way na hindi ako nagkakaroon ng problema with regards sa pera kahit kanino.
Yes.
Okay? Even as simple as that. Okay? Now, obviously, right now, I make a lot of money for a lot of people. Kaya, when investments come, it's not hard to get investors. But that's beside the point. I won't get here if I didn't, in my personal life dati, if I didn't start it then. Okay? So, that's one thing na a lot of people, in my opinion, is not understanding. Yung pagkahanap ng investor, it talks about you so much more than just your idea. It talks about you as a person. Okay? It may sound like it's personal. Unfortunately, it is personal. To quote the great Chot Reyes, when it's business, it's
Personal.
personal.
Yeah. I completely agree. So you're saying that because more than likely when you do pitch whatever your idea is to a lot of people, you will probably get a lot of no's, right?
Yeah.
You will get a lot of no's.
That's given.
Yeah. And then I guess based on what you're saying, if you get a no, it just means that more than likely either your idea sucks or or your investment credibility
Yeah.
needs to be worked on, and
Yeah.
it is a process, right? You need to just work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, just last week, about 2 weeks ago, before Christmas, I gave this advice
Yeah,
to
yeah.
you guys were here. I was
Yeah.
mentoring
Ah,
somebody.
yeah.
And this is the exact same thing. I think this guy did have a 10 million peso idea. I do think that. Okay, but again, like what I told him, right now his investment credibility to a lot of people is not worth 10 million.
Yeah.
So what I advised is for him to build himself up in that image first. Okay, basically get the investments na ready i-release sa'yo ngayon and make something out of it. Slowly climb your way up papunta doon sa amount na gusto mo. And kasi simple lang yan when the word gets out there na you make people money, na you're the money maker, trust me when I tell you, kahit na ayaw mo, ikaw ang pupuntahan ng investments. Ikaw ang lalapitan yan. Okay? That's a very good feeling to have na kapag ka ikaw nananahimik sa isang lugar, bigla kang lalapitan na lang for your thoughts, for your ideas, and maybe even if they have, extra cash lying around, baka mamaya gusto nilang sumali sa kung ano man yung ginagawa mo. Okay, and to me, that is the best thing you can do kasi that is for life.
That's
Pag
right.
na-build mo na yung sarili mo na gano'n, then you are now a very investable person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to add on, regarding sa funding, no. So, if may business idea ka and if you think na yung pera mo ngayon is yung na-save mo is medyo pwede na or enough na, try to start muna. All right? Okay, before getting a funding or bago ka maghanap ng funding.
Investors.
Yes, investors. Kasi once na nag-start ka ng business, doon mo pa rin din makikita kung magkano yung kailangan mo. Baka yung sinabi mo in the first place is 1 million. Yun pala is kulang pala.
Correct.
Diba?
Tawag
So,
dyan is proof of concept.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kulang pala. Tapos ngayon, maghahanap ka na ng mga investor. So, in the end, sa company mo, ilang kayo may-ari.
Yeah. Plus, a really good side benefit to that is, kapag ka ikaw kasi, meron ng proof.
Yeah.
So, inumpisahan mo na, meron ka ng proof, may kinikita ka na, no matter how small, basta may kinikita ka na. It's just a matter of now amplifying that kita
yes.
to a certain level, to a certain amount. Then, madali ka ngayon mag-pitch sa isang tao.
Yes.
It's like pitching to someone something that exists versus an idea pa lang. Okay?
Mas madaling makakuha.
Correct. So, kahit na same person yun Let's say, una kitang kinausap, for my idea at founders na wala pa si Argonza Trading, it would have been hard for me to pitch the idea sa'yo na mag-mentor tayo ng mga entrepreneurs, magtuturo tayo ng mga negosyante. Kasi it seems very, parang, wow, napaka-reaching nun Ang daming gustong gawin ni RP. But then when I met you kasi, when I said that, the exact same sentence, when I want to make Founders Cafe, magtuturo tayo sa entrepreneurs, magaganyan tayo kasi you already know in Argonza Trading, it's what I do.
Yeah.
So it's something na, sige, tara, punta tayo dyan kasi alam kong kaya na natin gawin.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are two very different things kasi when you have something concrete, when you have something na talagang kaya mo nang mapakita, then it's easier to get funding.
Yeah. And plus, if you do that way, the one that Ryan said, you will actually get more value for your company.
Correct.
Right? So let's say with RP, I remember you said a story a while ago, when you were offering terms to an investor starting out, it was really good terms. And then later on, after maybe a year or two, right, the business is now running. They can't get the same terms as it was.
Yeah.
Oo, hindi naman pwede na syempre.
Pinaghirapan mo na yun.
Yeah.
Oo.
So on the flip side, as an owner, you can actually get more for your company, like let's say for your equity, instead of let's say 1 million, it is now 10 million because you put in the work before.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess that is a very good note to end this podcast on.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? To those who are listening to us until now, did you learn anything on how to get investors for your business, or do you think there are other ways on how to do that? Okay, so if there are anything that you think we may have missed, please let us know. We would love to hear from you. Okay, so like what we did in the previous podcast, we want to end this episode with a word that we feel properly summarizes
Yes.
this episode. Okay, and I'll go first because I don't want you guys taking my word.
with a bang.
So my word is, obviously, it's credibility.
Yeah.
Okay, in investment, a lot of people think na it's the idea that people invest on when in fact 90% of the time they invest on the person, the entrepreneur, and your credibility has a lot to do with that.
Yes. For me, it's grind.
Grind. There we go. Why grind?
Hustle and grind.
Why grind with regard to how to get funding?
Kasi for me, di ba, nag-start ako savings. So, yung hustle, yung grind, yung gusto mong mangyari in the future, in the
Yeah.
long run. So, you save for it, grind for it. Di ba, yung mga ganun. Once na nag-start ka ng business, sunod-sunod na yan.
Yes, because at the end of the day, you are your best investor.
Yes,
Very
that's
good.
right.
For me, it's opportunity. So first, there is a lot of opportunity out there. It does seem a little bleak right now, especially with 2020. But there is, believe us, there is a lot of opportunity out there. You just have to look. And then also in regards to funding, don't be afraid to give that opportunity to someone else. You have to believe in that idea, and the more you believe in it, I bet other people would start seeing that as well.
Okay.
Right?
Nice.
Okay. So, guys, again, thank you for listening to us. My name is RP.
Ryan.
And Chris,
Take care, everyone. We'll see you next Monday. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hey, business people, RP here. Thank you for listening to Mentorship Mondays. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed making it for you. Don't forget to like and follow our channel, Mentorship Mondays, and share this episode to somebody whom you think may learn from it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next Monday.